This is ContinueCast.
Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of ContinueCast, the twice-monthly podcast where we play a retro game and let you know if we would continue or game over. The first episode of every month is the one where we give our first impressions. The second episode is where we give our final verdict. Just so you guys know, for those watching on YouTube, this is an audio-only podcast. We will not be putting gameplay video into it. This is because we want you guys to play the game with us. It's sort of a gaming book club. Think of it that way, and come play the game with us, because it'll be a lot of fun. My name is Paul.
I'm Nick.
I'm Josh.
And we have a super special guest, our good friend, Luke Brown. Hey!
Almost forgot to say the guest.
Everybody always forgets me.
I'm sorry, Luke.
He's not even in the same room as us.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Luke. I really
okay.
apologize. We love you. We do.
True.
You're very special to
Love
us.
is a strong word.
You're very special to us.
Paul doesn't speak for all of us.
This month, we've been playing Earthbound for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Earthbound.
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 If you're from Jersey,
Yeah.
that's how you say it.
If you're from Jersey,
You
kill yourself.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Don't actually do it. I mean, do it.
Luke's
But
family is from Jersey.
That's not true.
Part
not
your
true at
family
all.
Your
in-laws.
in-laws are from Jersey.
looks like then I agree.
Silent nod. Whoops.
So, we already gave our first impressions last month.
Yeah, they were shitty. No, I'm
They
just
were,
kidding.
they were great. They were
Yeah.
effusive.
Yeah, we were super
What
into
was
this
that
game.
word you just used?
Effusive.
Oh shit! Where did they toilet paper
What
Paul
is
is
that,
back?
dude? What does that mean? What is that word?
Glowing.
Oh, wow.
We were...
Like glowing in a positive sense or glowing in
Like
a luminance?
radiant.
Well, I think luminance would also
Lumens.
be a positive thing. I don't think you can have negative
No, I
luminance.
don't
can
think-
you?
I don't
not
you're-
all light is positive.
I
You have
don't-
lasers, man. They're not positive.
But I don't think you can have a luminous comment like, oh, you know what? That dress is. This is a luminous comment.
But you could have an well, no. You could have an illuminating comment.
And
That's
illuminate,
illuminating.
yeah.
That's not
Yeah,
luminous.
well, it's
and
also
illuminating means that you're shining a light on something,
Right.
i.e.,
Yeah.
bringing something
I
new
got
to
you.
the table.
Whereas
not-
luminance is glowing.
right?
So it's generating its own
Luminescence.
light.
Luminescence.
the
But if
band.
you say it loud enough that it makes like a small star appear.
Yeah. What if
In
you
front
use
of
like
you.
enough sound
the
and it
fuck are
turns
you
sound into energy audio?
wait,
the
no,
fuck
no.
are
Turns
both-
audio energy into light energy.
Who's that guy who shoots lasers out of his mouth?
Alka-Seltzer,
Piccolo.
Piccolo.
He's a real guy.
effervescence. That's what
Effervescence.
you're looking for.
Halitosis.
Evanescence.
You said that so confidently about the man who shoots lasers out of his mouth.
Piccolo.
I think Piccolo does it, right?
Piccolo.
but I
Somebody
believe
on
that
the
he-
internet will tell me if I'm wrong.
I believe that he was really real.
He was.
You know what
Piccolo.
the internet's like? Spell check, but for life.
It's like fact check.
It,
Yeah.
it tells you if you're wrong.
Yeah.
There's a red squiggly
Yeah.
line under everything
But
that I
that's
say.
no, but that's all it does. The internet only tells you
It
if
doesn't
you're
correct
wrong.
you.
It doesn't.
Sometimes there's a-
doesn't give you a
correct
pat on the
you.
back for being right.
no, it doesn't.
Sometimes there's a
True.
green squiggly line, and then you go and correct it, and it's like, no, did you mean this? And that means that they're both right.
Yeah.
And then they're like fake and gay.
Um,
Thanks, internet.
No, but we were pretty glowing about it. We liked pretty much every aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
Was there anything we didn't like? I think maybe like a little bit of the grinding.
Yeah.
The
I didn't like
grind.
beating on dogs
Well,
with a
yeah.
bat. I didn't like that.
Well, then you're not a sociopath, and that's good.
It's a test.
It's
To be
working.
fair, those dogs were attacking you.
Yeah.
That's
It's not
true.
like you sought out the dog and then, I mean, what are you going to do if a bulldog terrier
I'm
comes
gonna let
after
him
you?
kill me
Truth.
because that's nature.
Well, they all had like weird names too, like
It's not nature.
Kooky Dog.
Was it Cookie Dog or was it
I don't
Stray
know.
Dog or
Something,
something?
yeah.
It was like
stray
it was
dog.
like all mean. They were all kind of mean, like
Yeah.
menacing dog. And
Yeah, you
like,
beat it till it becomes tame.
yeah.
Just like a woman.
Hey!
Oh well.
I'm just kidding.
Goodbye, female viewers.
You don't beat them. You just don't feed them.
We don't have any female viewers anyway. This is an audio podcast.
True. Touche. Fact check, Luke. Gets it right.
Yeah, I was working the debates.
Outside the bubble.
Paradigm destroyed.
So yeah. So we can try and this is gonna get tangenty real
Piccolo.
quick.
Yeah, real quick.
People love this. I do have a tangent though.
Go ahead.
Because we were talking about this being a test for sociopaths.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how we were talking about earlier, the Blade Runner test.
Oh, the void comp test.
Void comp
Yeah,
test.
that's exactly what it is.
this game is that for real life.
You run
You know-
into a dog.
Yeah.
You have a baseball bat in your hand. What do you do?
What do you do? Here's the real test. You run into a dog in the desert. The dog has in its mouth. Our first sponsor, Monster Energy drink.
Let's hear it.
He's like a dog, like the Swiss dogs with the barrels
Yeah,
around
yeah,
their neck.
Hold on,
but
Luke
it's a
didn't
monster
do,
drink.
Luke didn't do the thing.
Yeah.
Read it.
It's all right. You guys
I wanna hear
just
it.
move along.
Monster needs
Okay.
Yeah,
its
no,
slogan
we need money.
Today's episode is brought to you by Monster Rehab, Refresh, Rehydrate, Revive,
Reluminate.
Reluminate. Monster Rehab.
You're so good at that.
Available 2 for $4 at your local 7-Eleven.
Oh, wow.
Dude,
Dude, that's
he's
a good
really
deal.
good at this.
He's
That's a
really
good
good.
deal.
You hear that, Monster? Give us real money.
Or a case of Monster.
Or a case of Monster. That
One or the
works
other, one or
too.
the other.
So we're gonna get in. Let's dig into Earthbound. But before we do, we got an email because we got to announce next month's game.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
We got an email from one Spencer Scott who has a podcast called Old Man Orange Podcast, which is
That's pretty good.
kind of a good name for a
It's a
podcast.
better name than our
It's
name.
much better than
What's-
ours.
Good name
what's
for
it
a
mean?
band.
I don't know. Okay. If marketing Luke over here is right, it doesn't tell you what the podcast is about.
That's true.
But that makes it mysterious.
Mysterious.
I just want to know what it means. I want to know the name behind the band.
I don't know what it
You know, I want to go behind the music with VH1 and learn the story.
I think Spencer Scott will have to write us in and tell us what his podcast is
Did
about.
his best friend crash a Ferrari and like he had to bring him back to life? With
You
an
saved my
adrenaline
life,
shot?
man. You saved me that day.
They slipped on black ice.
I didn't see no fucking black ice. There's like 3 people who've seen that.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking
The
about.
best people.
Yes.
Not Paul.
What is it?
From
the-
VH1 Behind the Music. The first one was,
There's like 1,000
Leif
VH1.
Garrett.
Leif Garrett, yeah.
and that was like the first one.
Is
And
that the
it's
slip
like,
on black ice?
No, that's the one.
Metallica one.
They crashed his Ferrari and like his friend got paralyzed and he's like, "No, man, you saved my life, man." And then the second with the other ones from
I'm
Metallica.
laughing about this.
He was paraplegic.
Laugh at people's misfortune. Ha ha ha.
What's he gonna do? Run after me?
So Spencer Scott wrote in though and said, "Your podcast got me to finally play Earthbound, a game I always wanted to play but always put on the back burner." We heard that from a lot of people this month.
Yeah.
Beat the game in 3 days and loved it, which is insane.
Wow.
But he says, "Keep up the podcast, and at some point, you should play Super Metroid on the show." Dude, I don't know if he like had some prescient vision, but get next month's game
Or he's a Prussian
or
vision.
Prussian visionary. Next month's game is Super Metroid.
What?
Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
That's that one that the Screw Attack is named after. Go watch Continue on Screw Attack.
Yo, real talk, I'm gonna tell you right now, I fucking love that game.
That game's
Dude,
fun.
Beat
I've
it
never played it.
multiple times.
I've played
Never.
Nintendo Metroid. I've played Game Boy Metroid. I've never played Super Nintendo.
I have played a third of all Metroids, like combined in my life. I probably played like 5 seconds of each one. I never got into it. Didn't have Nintendo stuff. I hated the first person ones, but I'm excited for
Yeah.
Super Metroid because it's supposed to be really, really good.
Yeah,
Dude, it's great.
I was listening to Giant Bombcast
That
today.
is if I'm on next
If
month.
you're on. If you're on.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Don't invite yourself, okay? That's rude as a guest.
You can just land that monster sponsorship. We'll talk.
But I was listening to Giant Bombcast today, and they were talking about Link to the Past being the perfect game, but they were also talking about Super Metroid and how nearly like perfect that game is. And that's all I've heard is that it's nearly like
Well, that
perfect
sets
the
it
game.
a bar a little high, don't you think?
It's got to live up to it, which I think is going to make me a harsher critic on
That's
that game.
true. I'm the same way. I don't like to be told what to think or do.
Yeah,
So fuck you, Paul.
you're such a contrarian.
You're not my dad, Super Metroid.
You're not my podcast dad, Paul.
I don't want to go to a baseball game with you, Paul.
But
Fuck off.
You should
He'll
see
let
the-
you drink beer.
Yeah, you can have a sip of my beer, maybe 5 sips.
That's illegal.
No, 6 sips is illegal.
6 is
Well, I'll let you
illegal.
have 5.
Sips is illegal.
Only odd number sips.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can just keep going, but you got to take 2 every time after the first.
Oh darn. Yes, this is complicated.
This is getting really complicated. All right, so
Earthbound.
Let's dive into Earthbound. Well, the first section I think that we are going to do. Let's do the monster graphics. So Josh, what do you think about the graphics in this game?
I was I don't know. They're kind of cartoony looking. I don't know. I like the overworld though, but the what do they call them? Models of the people. They're
Yeah, like the sprites.
The sprites. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. The Coca-Colas are really. I don't know. I'm not really into it. I don't know. They're kind of goofy, but I get it. It's for little kids and stuff. So
Right. What about you, Nick?
I feel like it is kind of like it is cartoony and little kiddie, but I feel like that's kind of like an asset. It's something that like definitely feels intentional.
It's a style.
Yeah, and
it's a stylistic choice.
Yeah, because I mean it matches everything. Like you play as this kid, all your weapons are like bats and shit like that. So like
Right.
it kind of adds to it. If it looked like gritty, it would feel like out of place. I think like they chose an appropriate style for the story they were trying to tell.
Right. Yeah. It definitely fits like the theme. The overall theme of the game is very childish. So
yeah.
Is it?
Is it?
Well, what we might talk about
Question mark?
later. Means.
What do you think about? graphics?
I don't remember what I said on the last episode, so I'm just gonna say I agree with what I said before.
This isn't a presidential debate.
No, you know what? It is what it is. I mean, it's the style that they want to go for. It's like, complaining about the old Lord of the Rings movies being animated, but dealing with like such like heavy stuff, like dragons and like orcs and like killing each other and shit.
Right.
But like, it's the style that they wanted to go for, and it kind of like puts you into this ease, and then you find out that the world is like supremely fucked up.
Right.
Like
It's Lynchian.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
we
there is
covered
this-
this before.
Yes, we did. Without a doubt.
There's that dark underworld shit.
Right. Yeah, and it works. It works very well. It provides a nice dichotomy.
Right. Nice. Very
Yes,
good.
I just took a dump in your bathroom, so.
Good word. I don't
Does Paul have
get
like
that.
a word of the day thing in his bathroom?
I don't know.
No,
I
made that.
that's right.
I made that joke earlier. Now I have to explain the joke. That
No,
he
don't
already-
explain it. Don't explain
I
it.
don't get it.
People can scan back if they need to understand.
Alright.
it.
I wasn't listening to half of what happened.
Paul had word of the day toilet paper.
Oh, he does?
Oh, gotcha.
Do you really?
No.
Yeah, it took me a second to realize it because I was wiping my butt on it and I didn't read the words.
Oh.
Dumbass.
ContinueCast brought to you by Word of the Day toilet paper.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you guys. I mean, the graphics, I think they're nice. I mean, I'm a big fan of Pixar. I say that every single fucking time we play a game on here.
Yeah.
But
It's okay.
it does a good job of holding up because it's got that different style to it, the oblique projection that we talked about last week,
Yeah.
which is cool because it's a little different, gives it a little bit of like a unique perspective on literally a unique perspective on the world.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice because it gives it that 3D feel without using the mode 9.
Right.
Or mode 7. Mode 9,
No, I think
right?
it's
Mode 7.
Mode 7. Mode 7. I always get the number wrong. Mode 7. But it gives it like that sort of like off-kilter feel.
Yeah.
Which I think is also stylistic about it. You know,
especially when you're like watching like a vehicle making these like hard ass 90
Dude,
degrees.
yeah.
It's like
Super
sometimes they're not
turn, yeah.
even 90 degrees. They're like almost like I don't know, fucking like 120 degrees.
Dude.
It's like meow meow.
Like physics defied. Physics defied. Physics defied.
Like UFO physics.
Yeah. Listener Mike Fleskus wrote in, and he just said, simply watching a number on the screen go down while I stare at a static sprite of an animal over an acid trip of a background isn't any fun. I need something to look at. Talking about the fights.
The fights, yeah.
And I think I can kind of agree in the sense that it's a little boring.
Having been addicted to Warcraft for a long time, I like looking at numbers. But
Right.
but yeah, like the background of the fights it's just not very interesting.
It gets after a while it just becomes literally background noise.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
don't even pay
Unless you
attention
get
to
that
it.
crit and you're like, oh, super raging hard on.
Smash.
Dude, that smash.
Feels so good.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's the noise it makes too.
Yep.
It's so satisfying.
It's like tickles a part of your brain. You're just like,
Yeah.
oh,
it's like
soothes
perfect
you.
sound design. Yeah.
Except when it happens to you.
Well,
Yo, well, then it's
Yeah.
terrible.
well, they do a different noise for it too, isn't it? Like, like it's some like
Is it?
weird,
I don't
it's some
know.
like weird noise that's
Yeah.
I don't know.
Paul
But-
actually did the noise for it.
Yeah, they recorded.
recorded
They
it.
brought me. They brought me at 10 to the studio, and they were like, "Make a weird noise," and I did that noise. And now when you hear it, that's why you guys are like, "Fucking ew."
Yeah, fucking ew.
Fucking ew.
I sense where that noise came from. It was
Not-
Paul.
Not fucking ew. Fuck and ew.
Fucking ew.
Fucking ew.
The guy was labeling like the tape that they recorded on. He's like, fucking ew.
We'll use this again. I can agree with him though, Mike. I can agree with you. The battle scenes, I think, that graphically could use a little bit more.
Yeah.
Although I liked a lot of the monsters, their sprites.
Yeah, they were good looking.
Some of them are adorable, like the
Yeah.
bear that you encounter in the cave after Tucson.
Yeah.
Or no, after Happy Village, you go in that cave.
Yeah.
And there's like there's these adorable bears that are ridiculous, and the fucking tree, the crazy tree,
Fuck that tree.
Dude,
Yeah.
that tree. We'll talk about that tree.
We'll get to the tree.
The tree's insane.
I always love those pogo guys because they're always like curved over in these weird ass like positions and
Yeah.
stuff. It's so funny.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh. I'm just thinking about it. I'm just like,
It
"Nah."
tickles me.
I like all the normal people that are supposedly populating the world, like
Dude.
dirty hippie
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the
Trash
insane
kid.
cultist.
Insane cultist.
Trash face mom.
Yeah.
Can you imagine walking around like real
Yo,
life?
honey boo boo mom.
Yeah, honey boo boo mom.
Can you imagine walking around in real life, just like walking through a city and look at somebody who has like a thing over their head, like filthy hobo
Yeah,
or like child molester,
Dirt kid.
dirt kid, kid who eats paper in first grade.
Oh wait, that wasn't normal in first grade?
No.
Oh.
Well, eating paper was okay. If you ate glue,
Yeah.
Paste.
You're gonna-
Paste was
paste,
paste was
paste.
where it was at,
Paste
man.
did smell good though.
it did smell good.
I
Pa-
didn't
a
sniff
paper
it.
and
They
paste
put eggs in
sandwich.
that.
Did they put?
Paper and paste.
Hobo lunch.
Hobo kid.
But yeah, so I mean, the graphics are what they are. I don't think there's too much to
Yeah, I mean, I
dive
don't
into.
want to. I don't mean to seem like I'm like complaining about it that much. It really is not that big of a deal.
No, there's really not much to say.
Yeah, it's just- yeah.
it's a pretty good 16-bit graphic game. That's there's not like they're not mind blowing. Like I think personally, I thought that Final Fantasy's graphics were really really good. Like
Oh, yeah.
surprisingly expressive.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm,
But that's
mhm.
that's a different universe, though.
Yeah.
Obviously.
absolutely. Well, okay, so we're done with graphics. Then why don't we move on to let's do sound and music, which is our M audio sound. M audio. I couldn't do
No
that
money
one.
from them this week.
Fuck that sponsorship, Bob. We lost it, guys.
We lost it. Podcast over.
Today's
We ran
sound
out of
segment is brought to you by M Audio.
There we go. We got it back. Thanks, Luke.
You can put that effect, that echo on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
audio. So good.
So we'll go. I don't think there's gonna be a ton to talk about in here either, but I don't know. Let's start with Luke for the.
All right. Well, I know last time we discussed how every like villain or bad guy has its own like soundtrack,
Mm.
basically, and I didn't really notice that before.
Yeah.
So playing again for this episode, I tried to like make a note of it, like when and stuff. So it does.
Yeah.
I can confirm that.
It's been
Yeah.
confirmed.
But again, it's like at times it's kind of neat. Like there are some good enemy songs, and then at other times it's just like beep boop beep
Yeah.
Yeah.
boop beep.
It gets
Beep, boop,
real
boop,
minimal.
and I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Fucking like 8-bit jazz or something.
yeah, it's just so plotting, and like it doesn't help that you're also just staring at the same character. Like when you start fighting like a certain character, you fight that certain like the mushrooms or
Yeah.
something like that. You fight them a
Yeah.
bunch of times in a row before like a new enemy shows up, and then that same song keeps playing, and then that same boring ass background keeps showing up. So it almost kind of puts me to sleep. Especially because all I do is just sit there and be like, hey, 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 hey,
Yeah,
hey,
especially
hey,
if
hey,
you're
hey,
crying.
hey, hey, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't use your PSI move? Mine was PSI farting.
Right, but you still have to hit A to hit it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I try to save that for the
That's it.
boss characters, though.
Yeah, or like when you encounter a big group that you need
Right.
to get one shot with.
Where I'm
it.
just like, Rockin'.
Yeah.
Luke's name for his side move was Rush. It was the Geddy Lee.
Yeah.
The Geddy Lee.
Yeah, they got announced in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame today.
I know, I saw that. So
Pretty
Joan
sweet.
Jett.
Fly by night,
I think
dance out on
NWA
the
did too.
deep.
Yeah.
And
We were talking about that.
Kraftwerk.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, and it's funny that NWA would be put in there because we were almost going to have Slick Rick sponsor our sound
Almost.
section.
Man, almost.
Yeah,
That fell
but
through at the last minute when we decided not to do that.
we didn't
Wait,
associate.
wait
We
a
didn't want to
second.
associate.
That guy's
with
got an eye patch.
I ain't messing with no pirates.
Um,
No,
Look,
rat pirates.
Nick, what did you think of the music?
The first podcast, I was kind of like, I don't know about this music. It's kind of annoying.
Uh-huh.
But then, like, it started like growing on me more and more. I was like, all right, I can get by because it's kind of funky and like weird and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you kind of add your own little like beat to it when you like do your like
Uh-huh.
your side move. It's like you know,
Yeah.
it's like those little things in there. But other than that, it's
Speaking of craft work, it's got a little craft work.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
it's
that might be my
it's very
synth
similar.
pop roots
Yeah.
coming through.
Yeah.
I mean, we should be calling them by their real name. Kraftwerk.
Kraftwerk.
Autobahn.
Autobahn. Let's just say German words.
Wunderbar.
What about you? What did you think, Josh?
I don't typically listen to music when I
that's
play
right.
games. I don't know.
How long did you keep the music on in this game?
For a little bit. I did it in the beginning for maybe like a half an hour, and then I was like, I'm kind of getting bored of this. Like, I don't know. Listening to music in a game like this reminds me of like playing like sneaking up at night and playing a video game,
Yeah.
Right.
and having to like turn the music down,
Yeah.
so your fucking mom and dad don't like come in and
Yeah.
tell you to go to bed because you're like 3,
Yeah.
and like I don't know. So I don't typically do it, but there's nothing wrong with it, and I don't know. It's neat in a way.
I mean,
I don't know.
I gotta say the music. I agree with all you guys. The music's it's good in certain parts, but then it can be utterly forgettable at other times.
Yeah.
But there were some good ones. I like the spinning robo music. That was good.
Yes,
It was
spinning
actually
robo.
really good. The hippie music in Tucson is Johnny B. Good. Did you guys notice that? Or very closely
no.
related to
No,
it?
it's like shitty fake surf rock.
Yeah.
So surf rock.
Heyo.
If any of you are surf rock fans, you're probably from New Jersey. It's a double insult.
Double insult.
I mean, that song was
So
it.
much
I'll
surfing
agree.
in
Like the
Jersey.
spinning robot stuff was kind of neat too.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. There's some good songs in there, but listening to it, it's quirky, and I can totally imagine being. I didn't play this game when I was younger, and I would love to have played it when I was younger because I'd like to have those memories with this music. Because this seems like the type of songs that would be like instant nostalgia fodder. You know?
I'm sure if you played this game when when it came out or when you were a kid, like hearing it now just sends you back into
Yeah.
I mean,
Because you would definitely play this game in a marathon type set, like session, and because you fight the same monsters over and over again for very long periods of time.
yeah.
I'm sure there were like days where you would hear like the same
same
song
shit.
all
Yeah.
day, and because you're grinding in the same areas
Yep.
for so long, the same song for hours upon end, it's probably super nostalgic. So that's a part of me. That's a little sad playing this game because I don't have that nostalgia.
Time machine.
Need a time machine.
Just go back in time and tell yourself to fucking buy this cult classic. I'm sorry. Shit.
Let's go down that trail.
I heard that. Didn't we need to re-go over that SmackDown comment?
We do have to go down the SmackDown at some point. It's not. We'll go down. The SmackDown will be at the end.
Smackdown.
The SmackDown will be there. Oh, no, we've had a couple user comments. I want to read one by Alex Burpee in our.
I'm sorry. What?
It's our Alex Burpee's his name.
That's his name.
It's like that thing.
Hold on. This section is sponsored. The user comments, real quick, are sponsored by
Burpee.
Adobe Acrobat Reader user comments section.
Adobe Acrobat Reader user comments.
Yo.
Use Adobe Acrobat Reader.
Need to make PDFs? Adobe Acrobat Reader that shit.
What were you gonna say, Nick?
Oh, isn't Burpee like? There's a thing in the '80s where like, okay, it was like Kool-Aid, and it came in this container that was like an accordion that could like crumple down.
Yo, I know what you're talking
Well,
about.
you
Yeah.
push it together, it'd be like crunk, 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 crunk. You know
It was
what
like
I'm
a
talking about?
cup, right?
I don't know what the hell you're talking
It's
about.
either Burpee or Burple.
Burple. It was Burple. It was Burple.
All right, read this thing.
Luke's getting on it. Luke's getting on it.
Luke's gonna fact check
Alex,
that.
but Alex Burpee wrote in
No
and said,
spin zone.
Shigesato Ito, the guy who did the
Uh-huh.
music for this,
Yeah.
was very heavily influenced by the Beatles. The song that you wake up to after you sleep in an inn is "Good Morning, Good Morning,"
Okay.
which I didn't even pick up on.
Yeah.
Totally didn't. But it
I
just
don't know
it makes
Beatles
sense.
That well.
Good morning.
Good morning, and it's just that's all it is. It's just
That's
those.
cool.
It's just those
Yeah.
two little that set of notes
That's
right
pretty
there.
cool.
Yeah.
And then did you notice the one guy asked you the quiz question, which is the Beatles song, and it's
Yeah.
XXX Day.
Yeah.
And you'd say yes or no, which I thought was a
Yeah.
pretty witty way to ask that question and not have you like type
yeah,
in an
yeah,
input.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty cool.
That's funny.
but and apparently there's a couple other Beatles references throughout the game too, which I thought was awesome. As
That's
a big
pretty
Beatles
cool.
fan, I thought that was really
Yeah.
awesome.
As
Dude, when I
someone
was
who
in-
doesn't,
What's
I
that?
now hate this game.
You hate them. If I was in like 7th grade still, I'd have been like, oh, the Beatles jizz. Dude, I love the Beatles when I was
When you were in 7th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I moved on to Led Zeppelin.
Yep.
And then I moved on to
Metallica.
Metallica. That was 9th grade. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Earthbound soundtrack.
for like the past 10 years.
I've been stuck on that for like 10 years.
Soundtrack / Kraftwerk.
I just imagine we're gonna like pack everything up after this is done. Josh is gonna get in his car, fucking rev it, and it's just gonna be like boop, boop, boop,
Hold on, crank that. Peel out.
Do a fucking power brake. Just hold the brake down and hit the gas, dude. Yeah, that's my car.
Josh driving away.
That's my muffler hanging off my car.
No, that's the soundtrack of Earthbound. Pumping.
Yeah. Which is the sound of a muffler.
Yeah,
going
it's a
on.
muffler sound.
Makes sense.
So anything else you guys want to say about the music? Sound
Well, I
of
want to
music?
find out about that burpee thing. Is it,
It was
Burple?
Burple.
It was Burples.
Burples.
What the
okay.
hell's a purple? I don't even know what it is. Let me see a picture of that.
Oh god damn.
We're gonna bring out a picture
It's
of that.
literally like it's a thermos that is like has like
How do you spell it?
plastic
Like
accordion
Burple.
things.
Oh, I do remember
You know
those.
what I'm talking
How do you
about?
spell it? Hold on. How do you spell it?
BURPLE.
Like Burple.
Like
B-U-R-P-L-E?
purple with a B.
Okay, I just want people to be able to
Oh,
Google it
yeah,
and look
yeah,
at it
gotcha.
with us. Google Burple right now because we're looking at it, and I don't remember. I remember seeing those things, but what the
Yeah.
hell's the point of them?
It's like training wheels for Crystal Pepsi.
Yeah.
Or Slimer.
I'm sitting here
Orange
trying to take in what you just said to me and make some sense of it.
It doesn't
It's too
have
smart.
to. It doesn't
No, it's
have
too
to.
smart
It's on
for
a
me.
different level.
Too smart. Too smart.
Okay, so let's move on to. I think we got two big sections here that we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Let's go
with
on
big
to
sponsors.
big sponsors. First, we're going to do Panera gameplay.
Panera soups and shit. I'm really good too, right?
You are good.
Thank you.
Which is great because I love Panera and
Soups
gameplay.
and shit.
Gameplay and soups and shit.
We'll also be folding controls into here too. They're sort of. They don't. No one.
Panera, you pick 2 control combo.
You control your meal combo.
Say keyword Earthbound and get a free $2 off your 2-pick-2-2-2.
We are searching for more sponsors.
We'll take anything.
So, we're going to talk about a little bit of gameplay here. Let's start with Nick.
Dude, I am loving this game. I didn't get that far since last time we spoke. But I am going on vacation next week, so I will be playing this on vacation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I really want to finish this game, and I'm like disappointed that I didn't have time to like go
Yeah.
further into it.
So you're having fun playing it?
Oh, dude, I'm having a blast playing it,
Yeah?
man. It's so much fun. It's like my brother played it a lot, so I never got a chance to play it. So I'm super excited to like go through it and stuff. I actually, me and my brother had dinner yesterday, and he's like, "Dude, playing Earthbound, man? How far'd you get?" I was like, I didn't get that far." He's like, "What the hell, man? Greatest game ever." I'm like, "I know, man. I'm sorry."
He's serious about
Yeah,
it.
he was real
Was
mad.
there anything that annoyed you about it?
Not really too much. I mean, the grinding does get a
Yeah.
little old,
Yeah.
but I mean that's like kind of part of an RPG. I kind of accept that now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But other than that, I
you
really
really?
had
Do you
fun
really?
doing it. Do you?
Tell us how you find acceptance.
I learned about watching you. No, I mean it's good, man. I like this game a lot. It's like it's. I think if I finish it, it'll probably rank up there as like one of my favorite games.
Wow.
I'm really enjoying playing it.
How
I
do
just
you-
don't have time.
How do you rank it RPG wise against Final Fantasy? 3.
It's hard because like Final Fantasy, I think has better gameplay for me, and a little more. I think the story's a little more engaging. It's confusing as fuck, but it's still a little more engaging for me.
Yeah.
This one is cool because it's still kind of cutesy, but it's got a really good sense of humor
Yeah.
with it, which I like a lot.
Yeah. Not story comparison though. Gameplay comparison.
I think Final Fantasy's got a little more gameplay for me.
I agree with you. We'll get to Luke and Josh. I don't want to cut you guys off, but I
okay.
want to talk about the variety of the gameplay. I felt like Final Fantasy, especially because we just played it, it had like a little bit more variety in situations. Did you
Yeah, there
guys
was a lot of
notice
situational like
the battles, like where you would split your team up,
yeah,
and
exactly.
and you'd be like protecting little passageways,
like strategy-ish.
Yeah. Whereas this was just fights,
Hit A.
Right.
just fights. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hit A.
just hit A.
Well, it's really challenging because like you don't get a team until like forever.
Yeah.
You get like that teddy bear that can take some hits and stuff, but like it's you and that's it.
Yo, how heartbroken were you when your teddy bear died? I got fucking.
Yo,
I was
companion
sad.
cube. man.
That's like the saddest thing,
Dude, it was like it burst apart, and I was like, no,
dude.
I didn't use it.
you didn't use it.
No, it was in my inventory
Luke
still.
don't need no fucking teddy
Dude,
bear.
if you ever go to play this game some more, you got to use it. It takes all the hits away from you. Because the stupid monsters are like, stupid animals are like, oh, I'll kill that thing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna kill that bear. Not that person hit me with a bat.
Yeah.
I'll get him later.
Strategy.
Yeah, you're the smart one.
That's two.
High fives
high-fiving.
himself.
It's strategy, bro.
I thought he was high fiving himself. Like the bear's just like, yeah, good one, bear. Yeah, thanks.
I'm cute. Luke, what did you think about the gameplay? The Panera gameplay.
The Panera gameplay. No, it's definitely a different kind of style of RPG than I think even now you're used to playing. You know what I mean? Like even still, RPGs tend to follow more closely to this traditional like active battle mode, where this was just kind of like now you're just walking into the same old fight.
Right.
You know, and it gets really repetitive, especially at times when like you die and you have to replay a whole chunk because
Right.
you
can't call your fucking dad.
Yeah, you can't call your dad. But there's a certain modicum of like strategy involved with it, in like knowing when to like use your what the fuck is
the
that?
life up thing.
Life up, yes, that's what I was, your psi powers to heal, and how many hamburgers to keep in your
You
inventory.
only have like what 12, 14
Yeah, you
slots
have,
or
like,
something
We
X
got to
like
talk
amount
about
of slots.
inventory, yeah, man.
And it just that there was not very much variation throughout. Like, what would you say it takes you to get through Tucson? Like what, 4-5 hours?
Yeah.
maybe. And that's like you've seen basically the whole game to that point,
Yeah.
and that's a little disappointing.
Yeah, that's true. Like you're getting like, I mean, and they might vary later. I don't know how the battles go, because we didn't beat the game, but it's like you're right. You're really far into the game in Tucson, and you've just been doing the same. And like you have a couple moves, but really your power moves you have to kind of save for the bosses,
Right.
Or like a big group that's
Massive
about
groups,
to
yeah.
destroy you. Other than that, you're just bashing them the whole time.
Right. And plus, when you get other members for your party, you need to start leveling them up.
Yeah,
And
that's
then it's
crazy.
like double grind,
Yep.
which is twice as unfun.
Yeah, that's very true. Josh, what did you think?
I mean, I enjoy RPGs, and there's nothing like that feeling of like finally like grinding your way ahead of the
love
game.
grinding.
I don't know why. Like it's so weird, but like
Zen, like
I just
dude.
get like like it's just
Yeah.
that repetitive motion of doing that, and like I don't know, like this game certainly has that.
Well, it has a lot of grinding, but what the nice thing about the grinding in this game though is that they give you that out where you can like kill the enemies, like,
Yeah.
instant kill them once you get to a certain level, so you can kind of like finish your grinding off really fast.
Yeah.
Right.
But, anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, I enjoyed that part of it. But I mean, I also didn't get that far ahead. But I don't know. It was just a good, fun. I don't know, like way of looking at an RPG for me. Like, I don't know, little kids. Like, who doesn't want to be a little kid again?
Yeah.
And
Right.
run around and fight dogs.
It's
and-
almost like they're using their like imagination.
Yeah,
more than
yeah,
anything.
exactly. It's like, is this really even happening to
Yeah.
this kid, or is he just imagining
Right,
the
right.
whole
Right.
thing?
One thing I think ultimately when it comes to like RPGs for me,
Right.
I always kind of struggle in the beginning because I'm just like, what the fuck is this game? What does what? How do I
Yeah.
do things in this fucking world? And then once I get a little further into it, that's when I get like really hardcore about it, where I'm just like, I
Yeah.
want the fucking best gear, I
Right.
want the fucking best equipment, I want to do all the shit. I'm
Yeah, you hit a
unstoppable.
point. You hit a point when like it just clicks and you're like,
Yeah.
all right, we're doing this.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you've invested enough time, you're
Yeah.
like, all right, it's time to get for real.
Yep.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Real talk.
This had some interesting mechanics that they added into it. For instance, another Adobe Acrobat Reader user comment.
Mm-hmm.
That's the longest name for a sponsor ever.
It's good.
From Brandon Van Norman, he said, "I love that if you died, you could get health in you before the computer, before the counter dropped to 0 to save
That is
yourself."
really cool.
Yeah.
That I never got to do that. Did any of you guys ever get to actually do it in the game?
I remember my brother was playing. He's like, "Watch this guy hit me," and then like my counter's going down. But I can like, if I get to like give myself more life before the counter reaches 0, I can like save myself. I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's a really good way because if somebody in like other like in Final Fantasy, someone fucking KOs you, they just fucking
That's
KO
it,
you.
yeah.
You're done. You gotta like relife.
Yeah.
use
Well, it's
Phoenix
only
down.
on. Isn't it only on like those mortal wound ones?
Well, yeah, but it's because they take the most damage. I think that's
Right.
What you get
Yeah.
most
Right.
of the stuff like that.
But like if you get hit, if you have like 12 HP and then like somebody hits you with an attack for like 20, that's just like a normal attack. You don't get to like save
It
yourself.
pretty much just blast you.
Yeah, pretty much
Yeah.
just
Puts
blast
you on
you.
blast.
Okay.
Much like
Blast.
much like the trees, Luke. Would you like to talk about the trees?
Let me tell you about this tree. So
Which trees?
I finally get the pencil eraser from Johnny Appleseed,
Yeah.
and I go erase the pencil, And I'm like, oh, cool, I can go across this bridge. And then this tree's like shaking. I'm like, ooh, that thing's shaking. I bet you that's something I'm supposed to look at.
Yep. Their exact
The
thoughts.
the game is telling me I need to go do this.
Yeah. So then
The game is actually really good about
Yeah.
telling you what you have to do.
Yeah, I enjoy that.
Oh,
also.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's really
definitely.
great, especially when it tells you to go fight this thing that's gonna kill you and rape you. The freaking what's it called? Like the indestructible oak or something oak tree.
Yeah, it's I forget what it is, but yeah.
You'll tell me tomorrow on the internet. The
Spell check for life.
I'm like fighting this thing. I'm like, all right, cool, I got you, bro. And then it's like, tree catches fire. You're starting to lose health. Tree explodes.
Yeah, you didn't have that happen to you?
I didn't get that far.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, the tree jack.
The
trees-
tree when you like defeat the tree, like the tree's just like, fine, I'm going up in flames, bro.
Dude,
and it
he's
tries to take
self-sack,
you with
man.
you.
He's
Then that's
self-sack.
what your
Dude.
fucking counter
That's
starts
awesome.
going, and you gotta like
man.
hurry up and finish the fight before your counter runs
Dude,
out of zero.
He self-sacks every time.
Yes.
man.
That's
Awesome.
not cool. I don't like that.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
No
It's completely
thanks.
ridiculous.
Dude, that's a tree you want.
The ridiculous moment brought to you by Dairy Queen.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Oh, yeah! Good job. Nice job.
It's already a thing.
Oh, really?
It is?
Yeah.
No, we invented it. Fuck you.
No.
No, that's
man.
why I said that, because it's already
for what?
for Dairy Queen.
No, for what?
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
They sponsorship with ridiculous.
No,
That's their
they're like
tagline, like
tagline.
ridiculous.
Oh,
We
Well,
invented
that could
it.
be on the show.
Yeah, we could do that.
That could be on the show.
Yeah.
I don't
We'll
watch
take
TV,
Dude, I
Luke.
fucking love Dairy Queen. So yeah, let's do that.
I love the Blizzard.
Dude, Blizzards are fucking great. And they get
Hot
those
fudge.
ice cream cones with the hard shell
Yeah.
chocolate.
What were those
Hand
called?
dipped. Hand dipped.
Hand dipped ice cream cone.
What are the
You
free
talking about the
things
dilly
that they get?
bars?
Dilly bar. Thank
Dilly
you.
bars.
You knew what
Dilly
I'm
bars
talking
are
about.
good too. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
One thing I gotta say in this game, the controls, they felt like the walking around controls just felt right to me.
I think this is the first game we played for the podcast that I didn't hate the controls.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's like I've said
I
it
think
before,
it-
but I think it's our controllers or something.
it
but
could be, but I think I hadn't have any problems. You know why? Because it used all 8 directions.
yeah,
really well.
You could diagonal.
Yeah, and the diagonal walk was like pretty much you primarily walk in like left and right, and then
Yeah.
like you always walk like I always walk diagonally because it like
Well, it cuts all the
Street
time.
goes.
because I'm
Yeah.
OCD and I'm
Because
like,
you're a
I
race
gotta-
car driver.
Yeah,
Take
exactly.
the corner,
You
man.
gotta take the corner.
Yeah, it's just smart.
Duh.
Cole. Cole from the
Cold
fuck?
Trickle.
Cole Trickle.
Cole.
Yeah, Cold Trickle.
Yeah. Dick Trickle. That's a real guy.
Dick Trickle.
That's an unfortunate name.
When you get it, something else I wanted to bring up. When you get into the tree area with all like the spinning robos and whatnot, the mushrooms that you're fighting.
Dude,
Did you guys get mushroomed?
Mm-mm.
You didn't get mushroomed?
Oh, I
mushroom-tized.
think I remember from my brother that don't they make you like they fuck up your controls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought my control pad was
like
dying.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
wonky.
Only because it's not official. I'm not using like an SNES controller.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I thought it was like, oh man, this fucking
You're like,
Chinese piece of crap.
This segment brought to you by Chinese pieces of crap.
It says made in China on the back.
Chinese piece of crap controls.
Are they broken? Who knows?
But dude, yeah, I got one of those, and I didn't know how to get rid of it. I was like, how the fuck do you get rid? I had to Google that shit.
I didn't
How do
Google
you
it.
get
I
rid
just
of it?
wandered around,
You have to go to either. There's a girl that's like collecting mushrooms,
and
at the
there's a
area.
guy in the hospital.
And there's a guy in the hospital. But the best thing about it, it's annoying.
This game's like real life.
Yeah,
Guys in
Guys
hospitals.
in hospitals collecting mushrooms.
Girls with mushrooms. Shit. Speaks to me.
Dude. It the only thing you have to go down and get off. But the cool thing about it, it's annoying that your controls are jacked up, but they give you $50.
Yeah, because they're collecting them
it's not-
you
shrooms.
get some monies from it.
And that's where the dirty hippies come from.
Yep, dirty hippies probably buy their mushrooms wholesale off of them.
Now it's gonna taste like shit because we grew them in shit.
No, it grows out of your head.
Shit.
But yeah, the mushroom ailment really drove me nuts.
Mushroom-
Well, because I
ailment.
thought, I had that like cold remedy.
Yeah.
I had all that
You try to
heal
use all your
spell,
medicine
and I was
on
like,
you and
take
shit,
this
yeah.
medicine, heal yourself,
Yep, I was
do
trying
this
that
thing.
too.
And it was like, it has no effect. You just drank fucking NyQuil, and now you're high as a motherfucker. And I'm like, oh shit,
You're robo-tripping,
I'm
bitch.
robo-tripping. Oh, P.S. Robots give you colds.
Yeah, what's up with that?
That's weird.
They're
'Cause
like,
cold
this
steel
guy
body.
shoots a laser at you, and now you have a runny nose.
Oh,
Yo.
what?
How scary was that laser that it shot you? Because it was like, meow, and it was like narrowly missed, and I was like, if that hits me,
If that hits me, it's gonna do
I just see
11
Paul, like, sitting in front of his
damage.
computer. Paul's just sitting there like, Wow. That almost hit me.
Yeah, dude, I was nervous, but I was nervous about it. I swear. So, anything else you guys would like to say about gameplay controls? Anything more?
Can we talk a little bit about like the hippie commune in Tucson? Like,
That'll be story. We'll go to
that's in story.
That's next.
Okay, I was gonna say characters you fight, but I guess
Actually, I would like to talk about the inventory at all. Did you guys run into like inventory management issues?
yes.
All the time.
I
It's tough.
had heard, and I don't know if this is true. Our good friend Jesse Elliott told me that later on, when you get more folks,
Yeah.
you get more inventory. Correct?
Yeah, each person gives you a
Okay,
new inventory, a
right,
full new inventory.
Right. So,
But still, you have to fill
you
their
still have to
inventory
fill,
up.
yeah.
You have to fill it up with their items. Their items take up inventory space, so it
Yeah.
ends up doing that. And then you have, I feel like this game gives you so many key items that you can't get rid of
Right.
Yeah.
that you're just like overburdened with all these things, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying because NES
It's
is
real life, man.
It's real life. You're right.
It's symbolism.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, we just tie this shit into life lessons every week. You tie it into
We're
it.
really smart.
You're good at this.
Oh, thank you.
We're really smart. We just play idiots on the internet.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
We play internet.
Play idiots.
We play internet idiot.
I call up you guys. I say, "You guys want to play idiot today?" And you're like, "Yeah."
Okay.
Derp. That means yes.
I mean, I know I ran into some issues with it, but I mean, I you know, after a while, you eat your hamburgers, you
Yeah.
eat them all up, and then
Eat your hamburger.
and then you find more of them laying on the ground in presents. And,
I'm gonna eat this box hamburger. I found it in a forest.
If you ever found a hamburger inside of a present, would you eat it?
yes, and then I would die of botulism.
No,
Like, exactly.
Even if my fucking dad was Dave Thomas, I would not eat that shit.
What do you think of Dave? Like, if your dad was Dave Thomas, you would be immune to the diseases of
No, he
box
wouldn't.
burgers?
No, but he would like.
Oh,
if,
I see.
if Dave Thomas was my dad, I would imagine he'd be like, "Well, son, I'm working really hard. I got to give you this present.
Oh, I see, I see.
hamburger in a box.
This is your inheritance, boy. That's
Eat
not
it
Dave.
up, Nick. Nick Wendy Thomas."
And on that note, we're gonna move to our on to our next section.
Re-Wendulous.
The last section of this, the Auto Trader Story Showdown.
Whether new or used.
Best sponsor. I'm sorry.
So good.
I'm sorry, Adobe Acrobat Reader.
Oh man, whether new or
Say
used, man.
best sponsor.
Auto Trader has the car you're looking for.
Or it's a showdown.
He's so good.
My God.
My God, it's beautiful.
You're natural, dude.
So good.
All right, so we're gonna go into story. Let's start with Luke, because you just had something you wanted to talk about.
I don't know if it's necessarily like story related because you don't really develop much story in between the end of the first town and when you get to Paula.
No, not
Like
much.
some random shit happens, but there's no like real ties you can make.
The
anyway.
real big story doesn't pop up that much, actually.
Right. So you just have like these little narratives within the town, and Tucson is full of like dirty hippies. But there's also in the park. What's the name of the park?
You're on blast in
Oh,
Arizona.
Berglund
Yeah,
Park.
that's a park I want to hang out in.
Berglund.
Berglund.
You ever get burgled?
No,
You know what a burglin is?
no.
It's when the guy taking a dump doesn't lock the door, and then you open the door on him, and then he's just stuck there sitting on the toilet. You're burgled.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, because then they can't do anything because they're sitting there with
'Cause
their pants
they're
around
shitting.
their
Yeah.
ankle,
What do you do?
and now the door's open, and everybody can watch them shit.
It sounds
You
like
don't really steal anything from them? You don't burgle them at all? That's not.
Yeah, I thought there'd be some
you're,
burgling.
you're
involved.
burgling them of dignity, of privacy.
I've never been burgled or burgled myself.
Well, because most people remember to lock the door, but
I'm
that's,
crazy about it myself. I need to lock the door.
I never lock the door.
That's-
I invite the burgle.
You're living on the edge.
Bring it on, baby.
Oh, you want a piece of this? You can have it.
You're the smart one.
What's the name of that? I remember there being like this like cult town. In the
Oh, Happy
game.
Village.
Happy
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 Village.
Village. That comes
Village.
After burgling.
after Berglund. Well, Berglund's just a park in Tucson.
Yeah.
Happy
Right.
Town Village is like the next town
Yeah.
over. That's not Three Town.
Threed, yeah.
Threed. But in Berglund is like all these like local shopkeepers.
The open air market.
The open air market,
aka
which like
drug market.
dude in like a hockey mask, like
Yeah.
selling for sale signs,
Yeah.
which you can buy, and then
That's
you
ironic.
put that sign up, and then like people come and try to buy. It's really silly, but there's a guy like Everdread, like you walk through the park, and then you get to the end of the park, and this guy jumps down. He's like, "All right, bro, we're throwing down." He looks like Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, he does. Dark-haired dog.
Yeah, dark-haired dog.
Dark-haired
And then you gotta fight him, and he's like, "All right, bro, when you get back, come talk to me." And then he just jumps and flies away, and you're like,
Back where?
"What?"
Yeah. Oh, speaking of flying people, what about the photograph man that just keeps flying down and being
All right.
like, Fuzzy Pickles?
Let me ask you this, because I don't know
What's up with that?
if he shows up in the same spots for every player. The internet, you would know this
Okay.
better than we would, but like, did he show up for you outside the bicycle shop?
Oh, did he? Yeah. As soon as I got the bicycle,
and then
yeah.
he found me again after I erased the pencil. And I was like, "Oh man, here I am." And he's like, "Here I come." Because that noise goes off, indicating like some strange shit is gonna happen. And then down comes Johnny Whitebeard, and he's like,
Dude, and
"Pictures last a lifetime, bro."
Yeah.
And then Ness is like, "Yeah," you know, throwing up gang symbols and shit.
Fucking crypt ass bitch.
he's like, "To some bitch." But like,
to some rough riders roll.
but he like takes your picture and he's like, "This is gonna last a lifetime," and I'm like, "Dad," and then he flies off.
Dude,
I know, man. That's what I was
Dude.
thinking.
that'd be
Really?
creepy as hell, though.
What if you? I don't know. I didn't beat the game. What if there is something? Because there's got to be something with those pictures that they use.
Yeah.
Them
Well,
for.
it's probably for like end credits. That would be my guess.
This game's way too meta not to bring all those pictures
True.
back to
Right.
you at some point.
Wait,
Could you get the
saying
bike?
Picture guy is his dad.
Yeah, I got the bike.
Is that what you're saying?
What's that?
Are you saying picture guy is his dad?
Yeah,
Oh shit.
He's
He's
taking
like-
a picture of his
he's like-
son on an adventure.
dude. How? What if your
Dude,
dad?
what a dickhead dad.
What if your dad was? No. What if your dad was from the future, trying to protect you, and he was taking pictures of your adventure the whole time?
Wait a minute.
And then he dies at the end, and then you cry because he gave you a beautiful picture book of your adventure.
No. If you can
Saddest thing I've ever said.
teleport down from the air and take a picture of us, he could be like, "Look, let's go throw a baseball, son."
What if he's not
Instead, I'm just gonna take a
teleporting-
picture and peace out.
What if he's not teleporting down from the air? Because that's that whole theory that like this game's about abortion. What if it's an ultrasound?
What?
What if you're getting ultrasound
What
pictures?
if this is like actually like you're overactive?
You're
brain
in womb
the
brain.
womb? Oh my god!
You should probably explain that abortion thing.
Well,
Yeah.
you want to talk about that real quick?
I don't really care.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Sean Cullen actually wrote us a very long email, extremely long, and it's got pictures, and it's actually really good. And I'm gonna read it all. I haven't had time to read it all yet, but I'm gonna read all this because it's good. What?
That is a lot of picture diagrams.
It's a lot of stuff. But there's a section he could put in here that apparently this game, some people think, is about abortion, or at least has an abortion tone in it because the
Abortive tones.
an abortive tone.
Adult situation.
Because the last boss, you go back and he looks like a fetus.
Yeah. And the game's called Mother.
And the game's called Mother,
So-
and
shit.
Oh my.
and the entrance to his lair looks like a vagina.
Yeah, the pussy vagina.
Yep.
As opposed to
Butt vagina, duh, Luke.
front butt.
Front butt, back
Looks like a
butt.
front butt.
And Gigas looks like the actual boss.
Yeah.
Gygas.
Fallopian tubes, right? Uterus.
He actually kind of looks like a bloody swirl, which is really gross, and that's probably going to gross a lot of people out.
Bloody
Well,
swirl.
You just described it pretty gross.
No, it looks like the album cover from Load.
That's the second time we brought that up on this show. That's awesome. We
Metallica.
have some really big recurring themes on here. Metallica and David Lynch.
David Lynch. Yeah.
Soon, abortion.
Yeah,
Because we're all
soon.
like the same age.
Yeah.
56.
But yeah, so there's apparently this whole like I guess conspiracy theory that the
Yeah.
end of this game is an abortion, which is I love stuff like that, man. I love
You
like
love abortions.
Oh yeah, dude, it does look like a
Yeah.
vagina.
Doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it
I'm
is.
looking at
That's what
pictures
it
of
is.
it.
yeah, it's weird. It's and like the devil machine, which I don't know what that is, but it looks like a cervix. They're right.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's a pretty interesting theory. So maybe all of these things are maybe you're being aborted. Maybe get I guess is you,
Maybe.
Just traveling back in time and aborting
dude.
something.
Shit's like Lost, man.
Wow.
Shit's deep.
Now, is this one of those things where like somebody's clearly got too much time on their hands, like
I've heard this
like
before.
putting Lateralis on at the start of Apocalypse Now?
That's
Right.
true.
I've never done that.
I've
as
never
a
done
kid.
that either.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah,
The
Pink Floyd for the.
I've done that.
That
For
works. That's
Wizard of Oz,
real.
yeah.
for Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins. Yep.
Mary Poppins too. I would have bought it.
I would be like, oh yeah. Okay.
Pink Floyd also works at the end of 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Does it?
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's I think "Shine On You Crazy Diamond" you put
Oh,
on.
okay.
I'm not sure if it is, but it's something. I think it's "Wish You Were Here" that you put on.
People should do that now.
What?
Like Newer movies.
Yeah.
Newer musics.
Yeah.
New music with nobody's smart enough though.
There might be
People
people
were smarter back then.
Yeah.
There might be people doing it, but it seems like the type of thing that you don't announce, that you just let someone find.
It's like a secret.
You gotta leak it secretly.
Yeah.
Kind of like this theory.
Yeah.
I've heard this before, actually.
It sounds like a legit theory, and I'm actually going to do a little research on it after this. I just saw this email before we did this show. I would have done the research beforehand if I had
That's
seen it
kind of
earlier.
interesting, though. I mean, that's a cool, like, bigger
It would-
theme than just like a
It would be a great like trick to pull on somebody, like make this fucking little kid game with all these little kid theories.
Sean Kirkland in his laying down the law email, which we'll get to in a little bit, talks about that actually, and I think you're gonna be interested in that.
I like Sean Kirkland. He talks to me on Twitter.
Yeah.
So hi Sean,
Good dude.
you're my friend
Good dude.
on Twitter. We're friends now.
Let's
best
do
friends.
a little bit more about the over level, the surface level story, and then we'll read his email. The bike store. Luke was just asking if I got the bike. I thought that was a hilarious little like moment because you're like walking, and you're like, he's like, hey, you want to buy a bike? And you're like, yeah, I'll buy a bike. And he's like, oh, I don't have anything to sell you.
Yeah.
Would you like to rent a bike? And I'm like, yeah, I'll rent a bike. And he's like,
Oh man.
I don't have any rent to you. Do you want one for free? And I'm like,
What?
Yes. And then he's like, here you go. And you're like, maybe that's why you don't fucking have any to sell or rent, you asshole.
Giving your bikes away like an idiot.
But I was like, but he is a punk rocker, so he's probably like an anarchist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's fighting against Big Bike Shop.
Yeah.
Fighting
a big
against
thing.
big abortion.
Big abortion.
Big abortion and big bike shop.
Yeah.
Hey man, for some people that's like a real career.
Yeah, dude.
Giving away bikes.
Giving away
Giving
bikes,
away
man.
bikes.
I also wanted to talk about in Tucson. There's a sign. I don't know if you guys read any of the signs.
Mhm.
Yes.
There's one sign that says, "Do you play sports? If so, that's fine by us."
Yeah.
It's like,
Why would it not be fine?
I don't know.
Shit's
They just want to make you feel good. They're
Yeah.
like, that kid Ness is coming town. Kid loves fucking baseball.
Put up the
Put up the sign.
Well, that's why Tucson and 3 split.
It's
They
like
were- they were
Virginia and
they're
West
like,
Virginia.
Look, we're gonna make 2 separate things
Yep.
because we fucking hate sports in 3. Love sports in Tucson.
Dude.
And dude. Happy Village. There was the cult. How about that cult?
The cult, man. I gotta tell you.
Firewoman. I love that. Fuck yeah.
What's that other one that they do?
Oh.
She Sells Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good
ass
song.
But Luke, you had something to say about the actual cult.
The actual cult. Just changing the KKK's costumes to purple
It's not enough.
is not
Yeah,
enough.
yeah. Hold on. You know what I thought when I wrote down? I wrote Grimace cult? Grimace KKK?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
We hate grimaces.
But no, they're wearing blue, so
Dude,
they would be
I-
all for Grimaces.
No, they're
Grimaces only.
Did you meet the Grand Wizard hamburger?
but then the Grand
There
Wizard,
is.
The Grand Wizard, yeah.
the Grand Wizard, he wears red, so he would only like Indians. I don't get it. Like,
Oh!
well, if we're saying that the color of the KKK jersey is indicative of the race that they like,
They have a number and their name on the back.
Yeah.
They
It's
do.
like
They have
powder
those
puff.
little patches. They're like,
Yeah.
the local 148.
Yep.
And why did you, when you fought that KKK leader who shot lightning at you, Grand Emperor Palpatine?
Oh, what, Johnny Franklin?
Yeah, Johnny
Johnny
Franklin. What was the Franklin badge for? Why was it called the Franklin badge?
Dude, lightning. Ben
Lightning,
Franklin.
Lightning.
Oh my
We're from
god!
Philadelphia.
Holy
You gotta know
shit,
that.
that didn't work for me.
You just lost 200 Philadelphia points.
Yo,
I'm
get
leaving
out.
Philadelphia, guys.
Get
We took the duck boat tour, and we learned about all this
Everything about Benjamin Franklin.
How did I not connect those dots?
shit. I don't know,
Dude,
man.
I don't know.
I'm embarrassed for
It's
myself.
all right.
Dude, one thing I do
I'm gonna
remember
cut this
from
out.
my brother. No, get out of here.
I'm
Leave
not gonna
this.
cut this out.
One thing I do remember from my brother playing this game was when you do go into like the Grand Imperial Wizard Town, like
Yeah.
Wizard World or Wizard House.
Wizard
When
World.
you go into Grand Imperial Wizard World, you go in there and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna go in this house. You go in, and it's just like they're fucking everywhere in this like mass gathering.
Yeah.
You have to be like, excuse me,
Yeah.
I have to get
Yeah,
through
yeah.
here. You have to like
Yeah.
shove them to the side.
I'm like, hey, do you like sports? That's okay.
Get
Are you a
out.
grimace?
Dude, they say things like
Motherfucker.
that though. They like start saying weird stuff too. They're like,
Yeah.
because they're all saying blue, blue, which made me think of that one David Bowie song where he's like blue, blue,
Oh, yeah,
electric
yeah.
blue. It's off low.
Yeah.
They all say that. They're all like blue, blue, and I'm like,
Available on iTunes.
They all
available on
love
iTunes.
Eiffel 65.
Yeah. but then there's a couple of them that'll just like green, green, blah blah, and then they're just like, oh, move out of your way, and you're like, what the hell is wrong with you?
They're
That's not
highlighting how
polite.
silly racism is.
Yeah, they don't.
They're all
understand.
just arguing over colors. Why can't we all just get along?
Yeah.
You know what?
The
Today's deep
Asperger.
moment brought to you by Josh Henderson.
After school special.
But the happy and dude, the music when you walk into the Happy Village, trippy as shit.
It's fucking called the Happy Village, dude.
Dude, they're all tripping, man.
Mm-hmm.
They're because they just walked through that mushroom cave, man.
Yeah.
They all got mushroom
Dude.
head.
Yeah, it's true.
They all got mushroom-tized.
Mushroom dash.
Mushrooms.
But I like that when you solve it, when you fix it, the place up, it all goes back to normal and everything gets colorized again, and it's no
Yeah.
longer blued out. I thought that was kind of nice.
Shit.
But
Like, Pleasantville.
yeah, exactly. But one last thing, when you got the 3'd, and I don't think any of you guys got the 3'd, when you get the
Nope.
3'd, there's motherfucking living puppets. There are two things that I fear in
Nope.
life.
That's
whales.
That's true.
Whales, living puppets.
Really, whales?
Dude, I hate whales.
Why do you hate whales?
Dude, I don't know. They're huge.
They ate Pinocchio that time.
Yeah, dude,
That
I used to-
one time.
Dude, that movie was like
That's
horror
horrifying.
according to me.
You do hate puppets, though.
I fucking hate puppets, dude.
Did your dad put your you used to lock your
Should I
My
tell
Little
the
Buddy?
Should I tell
you
the My
should.
Little
tell
Buddy
that
story?
story, it's
So when I was younger, my dad, I used to hate Chucky. I used to hate Child's Play. And I had a My Little Buddy doll, which looked exactly like it. And once I found out that I hated Child's Play and Chucky, I would throw the My Little Buddy doll in the closet because I thought he was horrifying looking and scary.
He was.
And I would always throw him in there, and I'd be like, I don't want to see him because he's going to come out in the middle of the night and murder me. My dad would sneak into my room in the middle of the night, take the rocking chair that was in my room, turn it and face it towards my bed, and then put the My Little Buddy doll in the chair,
the greatest.
staring at me.
It's the greatest thing
I'd
ever.
wake up in the morning, and there would be My Little Buddy every single morning staring at me.
Ultimate troll dad.
Dude.
It's too bad that when you were a kid, like the internet wasn't around yet, so your
Yeah.
dad couldn't put
A video of it?
the video
Yeah,
of
on-
the theme song on like loop from YouTube.
Oh,
So like while you were
yeah.
sleeping, it was just
10-hour version.
my buddy, my
Awesome.
buddy, wherever he goes, I
Paul's
go.
gonna die.
So that is why I'm afraid of puppets, and that is why I hated 3'd. I got there and I saw it, and it all like, man, like all like cock-armed and stuff, and they got these long pointy noses.
I'm sorry, they're cock-armed.
Dude, their one arm's all up, the other arm's all down, they're all bony and like, meh.
I don't understand how that makes them cock-armed.
Because
Like the cock
they're not
eyes.
straight like cockeyes. They're
Slanty
like,
arms.
they're like slanty arms.
Their arms are akimbo.
Their arms are
Arms
akimbo.
akimbo. There it is.
Yes,
When you
so-
said they were cock-armed, I thought you meant they were going to be
Like
like
penis
hentai
arms.
puppets just coming at you.
they were penis arms.
Oh my god.
The one-eyed monster is king.
So I mean, does anyone else have anything else they'd like to say about story?
Nah, man.
No, I'm
Shit's
good.
awesome.
I will say that I'm curious to see how much deeper the rabbit hole goes.
Yeah.
Look, okay, I'm gonna read Sean Kirkland's email.
Do it.
It's a little bit longer, but it's not like deep into the.
We ain't
the
got nothing
rabbit
but
hole,
time.
it's some good background.
It does get kind of crazy. You do go to like an alien village
Yeah.
of these like cute, adorable little guys, which is
Right.
kind of nice.
Well, you
know?
also crawl into a giant, uterus. So I mean, things are gonna get real.
Blow up some vaginas. It's all right.
So Sean Kirkland writes, when Earthbound or Mother 2 was created, it was intended to be a parody of other games that revolve around little kids becoming a hero. A lot of the goofy things you pick up on, like the absentee father and the Asperger grown-ups, are completely intentional because the intended audience was supposed to be older and a little more dialed in. This is also why the graphics resembled stylized NES visuals, because it was supposed to seem nostalgic for people who might have played games like Star Tropics or Dragon Warrior when they were younger. Yes. That's why you liked it, Josh. When Earthbound was brought to the States, Nintendo of America made a big push to market the game to little kids, since at first glance, the game looks like a kid's game. That's why we got the scratch and sniff ads and the happy-go-lucky TV spots. They printed lots of copies, but it really didn't sell well, since kids just thought it was ugly and hard. There was a time when copies of Earthbound littered discount bins, since so many copies were made. Nick's head just popped up as soon as I said
I
that.
was like, that's right.
Since so many copies were made and no one was buying them. So as far as availability goes, Nick and Josh were absolutely correct. Earthbound was an easy game to get at the time. However, at the time, only a small number of people actually knew the game was good, and since its reputation spread through word of mouth after the fact by what really
So
was
does that mean it really was good?
by what really was a cultish following, is given a cult classic status. So that's me throwing my hat in the ring. Nick Murphy was right, but so was Paul.
No. No.
Boom.
You must choose who was more correct.
But only Nick Murphy and Paul argued that point. The rest of us stayed completely out of it.
Yes.
Real quiet.
Well, I think it was automatically assumed that Luke, you were on my side, Josh was on Nick's. So.
Yeah, we sort of Yeah.
We tagged you guys in.
What's actually kind of funny is like for last week's podcast and this week's podcast, Paul and I switched places. So now I'm on the side of the table with Josh as my rightful
That's
point of the
weird.
Cult Classic side. You and Luke
Not-
are on the other side, on the wrong side
Not an accident.
On the wrong side.
on the wrong side of opinion table.
of everything.
We were on the wrong side of the opinion tracks,
That's right.
but that's okay.
It's okay.
Well, okay, so that's the story. That's the story rundown there. And that you heard that on the Auto Trader Story Showdown. Auto Trader.
Buy, trailer, sale, new used cars.
Auto Trader. So that's what we have to say about story, because I think Sean Kirkland, I think he dialed it in for us perfectly.
Yeah, it was,
later.
yeah.
That was a good one.
So I mean, the game is intended for adults, and I think it's pretty apparent that look, you can play it as a kid. It's kind of a perfect dichotomy, as Luke said earlier.
It's a great
Well,
mix of
It's kind of like cartoons nowadays. Like
Yep.
kids love cartoons nowadays. Like kids love Adventure Time and shit like that. But
Right.
like
because of the colors and the
yeah,
goofiness.
and the goofiness. But there's like jokes in there that are
Yeah.
specifically for us and for our generation that like get and we like appreciate.
Right.
I like how
Well-
that's the main reason I think that kids like cartoons, because of the colors.
Well, yeah, that's you're like, oh, colorful things.
Well, if you're
Your
too
eyes are
stupid, if you're
newer.
still a kid and too stupid to understand anything, colors are the only thing you get.
yeah,
You know?
you can see colors right, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, let's have a pity
Playing
party.
the world's smallest violin. At least you have use of both of your eyeballs. I don't want to hear it, colorblind boy. That sucks.
This week's colorblind comment brought to you by Lens Crafters.
Auto Trader. I have a coworker who always brings up the Looney Tunes creators, and when they made their shows, they made them for themselves, and the jokes were slapstick and easily like recognizable as funny to kids. But there was a lot of stuff that when you watch it now, you're like, you pick up on it and you're like, wow, a kid would never get that. That's
Yeah.
way too like over their heads.
Yeah.
Well, they always had that one actor in the guy with the big eyes, and I don't know.
Peter
he was
Lorre.
supposed- yeah, Laurie.
Peter Lorre.
Peter Lorre. He looks like
yeah.
Peter Lorre,
Yeah, they always had him in there.
Yeah, they would take stuff from like their interest and bring it into it, because if they made it for themselves first,
Right.
and then but they knew if they made it for themselves and they made it good, that
Yeah.
everybody else would like it. And I think this game is a representation of that.
That's a good analogy.
It's like they made the game that made fun of the things they found silly about RPGs, but also paid a good homage to the things they loved about it as well. So let's do our final verdicts. Luke, you can go first.
Oh, that's it. We're already at the end.
Yeah,
it's
we've
been
gone
like
through it.
over
Wow.
an hour.
I'm gonna continue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is this the first game you
I
continue?
think it is.
No.
I think it is.
Well, I said I would keep playing
Star
Star Tropics.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I don't really remember.
The internet will let you know.
I don't remember if I said that, but
I don't
I
think-
will continue to play Earthbound, though very slowly.
Yeah.
I don't anticipate myself having very much time. What with the upcoming months being so full of new games.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a very busy time of the year.
New TV games.
Yes,
Yeah.
to play on my funny video box.
Play on your Z box and your Square Station.
Josh?
I also would continue. This game's fun. I don't know. I'm a sucker for RPGs. It's a fun game, cute game. Like it. Continue.
Yeah, I think I'm also going to continue. I did enjoy this a lot. I just do not have time to play it right now, but next week I will. So I will catch up, and it's going to be awesome.
Ignore your wife on vacation and play video
It's
games.
going to be so great.
It's gonna be the best vacation
Best
ever.
vacation ever.
You're going to be a magical... Are you going to Disney World, right?
Yeah, we're going to go do Harry Potter and Universal and all that
You're going to be in this magical wonderland. You're going to play this video game the whole time.
It's 24 hours in a day.
I'm going to do it.
All right, so I think I would also continue, but with a caveat that I don't think this is the perfect game that everyone made it out to be. I think there's some flaws in it. I think there's some outdated gameplay elements that they could have addressed, like the grinding, the fact that your people come into your party at level 1 when you get
it's
them.
bullshit.
It's just a little bit of nonsense that I think modern games have sort of taken care of. But I gotta say that other than that, tone-wise, story-wise, and personality-wise, this game is fantastic, and it's one of the most unique experiences I've ever had. So I gotta say I really liked it, and I'll happily continue this one. So before we're done, before we wrap this thing up, I'd like to read the 5-star reviews off of our iTunes store page.
5-star reviews. Brought to you by Five Guys.
I don't remember
Burgers, fries, and 5-star reviews.
5-star reviews.
Also horrible dumps.
Also horrible dumps.
And we just lost him as a
Five
sponsor.
Guys. God.
They know. They know.
That's one of the things they accept. They're just like, yeah, true.
It's true, but it's delicious before you have it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
At least you know what state your dump's coming from.
Bacon double cheese and some grease fries.
Dude, dude.
So I don't remember where we left off, but I'm going to just go from who I think we left off on. Rick Lyons says, surprisingly entertaining, 5 stars.
Thanks. Surprised him.
Surprised him.
He was like, these idiots are going to be terrible. Surprise,
Wow.
5 stars.
Not as terrible.
Green Ambler says, refreshing, goes down smooth like a lukewarm glass of sweet tea.
Yeah, that's good. You've been listening.
Been listening for a while. Devin Justin says, you guys are awesome, 5 stars. Loves how we go on tangents. Thank you.
Fuck yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, stay tuned for the Tangent Cast.
Continue after dark.
Sadly, Zombie Bait writes, loves this show, 5 stars.
Thanks, Zombie Bait.
Also, love this show. It combines video games, friends just hanging out, and tangents. Oh, so many tangents. Dude, we really
Guy
should.
loves trigonometry.
Yeah. We got to start Tangent Cast.
I think we might.
Yeah.
We might have to have an offshoot.
Yeah.
Angry Downloader 1234123 writes, greatest podcast ever. I love this podcast.
Yo, he really came around.
He really did.
I used to be an angry downloader, but now I have changed.
Thank you, ContinueCast. I will retire this name forever.
Marco Alvarez writes in, life, 5 stars. My dream in life is to be Nick Murphy. I just hope that I don't Paul it. He did not Paul that insult on me.
No, that was
I'm just glad that I don't have an associated insult to my name.
Yeah,
Not
it feels
yet.
good
Not
to not
yet.
have that, right?
I mean, I do, but nobody uses it anymore. It's from like the 30s.
Is it?
Yeah, like to say you're joshing
I'm
around.
joshing around.
Oh, yeah.
Unless
that
you're like a Christian and you can't curse, that's what you say.
It
Or,
wasn't so bad to be joshing around, though.
fuck it, yeah, it was.
What are you talking about?
That's
I'm
not
just
a
messing.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's
takes
not
me
a-
seriously.
Yeah, but that has nothing. That doesn't originate from you. Like Paul's originates from Paul being a failure.
Just
That's
me.
true.
I am the Paul
Yeah.
that Pauling came from.
But try having red hair growing up, and then people saying that to you.
That's
I got a
Say, what, you grew up
complex.
in the 30s?
I have a complex,
From
Nick.
people joshing you?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, your name doesn't rhyme with dick, so...
I got called Curly Sue.
Hold on, we gotta save.
That has
funny.
nothing to do with joshing.
Hold on, I think we should save this for the tangent cast because I think there's a tangent
All right.
to be had.
All
here.
right,
All right.
all right.
So before we wrap up, remember everybody that this next month coming up, we're going to be playing Super Nintendo version of Super Metroid for the
Yep.
Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I had it on the fucking Sega Master System.
Yeah, right.
That shit's rarer than Earthbound.
3D glasses.
I think it'll be kind of nice because Nick and Josh have a little bit of experience with it. Luke and I have never
Zero.
played it. So it's going to be cool. We're going to have a little bit of a dichotomy again.
Super Smash Brothers spoiled it for me though, because I already know Samus is a hot ass chick.
I know.
Yeah, we
Was
find
that
that out in
the
the first
Was
one.
that Nintendo?
That's the
I think
first
it is?
one.
Still never played that one either, bruh.
Oh,
damn.
I wanted that game so bad when I was a kid. I never got it.
I hated that game when I was a kid.
You never had it?
Never got it.
You were ruined.
Dude, that
as
was
a
back when
child.
you bought like 2 games a year.
Yeah, that was before the Sega Channel, Paul.
Yeah.
When your parents would josh you all the time.
Fucking assholes.
It's because they were so busy touring with Aerosmith.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
Josh,
right.
we don't have time to buy you Nintendo games. Now get back on the bus and play Aerosmith Paintball.
We're super rich, but we're not buying you this.
Aerosmith Paintball? What the hell is that? I meant pinball.
Pinball. I know what you meant.
Aerosmith paintball.
In the tour bus. That was a messy
Every time
ass
you
tour
shoot, it's
bus.
like, wow!
Dude, look like a lady.
So we'll be wrapping up.
Joshy got a gun.
So we'll be wrapping up for another week, guys. Make sure to come into the next one prepared. Send us an email, continuepodcast@gmail.com. And be sure to look out for this on YouTube. And also remember to go to iTunes and give us the 5-star reviews because that really helps us out. And also like and favorite this on YouTube.
Don't forget to watch Continue every Wednesday on the YouTube channel and check out thequarterbin.com.
Yeah, those things are good. Thanks for watching, guys.
And listening. All right, everybody, welcome to the Tangent Cast. I'm Nick.
I'm Josh. Fuck.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Luke. All right, here we go. Today's Tangent Cast topic. Okay, it is mid to late 90s. Your mom's going to the grocery store. She's going to buy you one thing. What is it?
Dunkaroos.
Holy shit, that was fast.
I fucking love Dunkaroos.
That's good.
I used to eat all the crackers first and
That's
then
what I was gonna say.
save the...
A super Dunkaroo.
Dude, and then it was like jizz.
Wait,
It was-
would you just like eat it with your finger, or you would use
I would
one of
try
the
to
last
get as
ones?
much... Yeah.
Okay.
Much,
and
as much on the last cracker, and then you
and
can
then
eat the rest
finger
of it.
And then you finger it.
Yeah.
You try to eat as much as you can and then finger.
Wow, that's good.
I used to do that with the dunking sticks for the
cheese.
for the cheese
What are
dunking
those
sticks,
called?
Kraft sticks or
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh,
Kraft
They
handy
have them.
snacks.
Handy snacks.
handy snacks. That's it.
With the
That's
breadsticks.
good.
I used
Yeah.
to do that shit, and I used to eat the last one would be super
You'd be like,
fucking cheesy.
All of it cheese.
It's just like this
All
government cheese.
But
cheese.
here's the thing. You did it with the last one. You had a wonderful one. But you had like 5 shitty ones.
Shitty dried sandpaper breadsticks.
Dude, it's like if I suffer now, I'm gonna be rewarded later.
I wonder if that says something about us. Like,
Dude,
It's
I
like
think it
human
does.
nature,
That like
yeah.
that's how I eat food. Like
Yeah.
okay, so like if I have so let's say it's Thanksgiving, right? You know, turkey, mashed potatoes, corn,
Stuffing.
Okay, right. I will eat them. I don't like mix and like.
Oh,
be
no.
like, oh well, I'm gonna take a bite of this. I'm gonna take a bite of this. I go from least delicious
you turn
to
your plate.
most delicious.
Yeah.
So that's like the handy snack
Yeah.
theory, where you go from
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat through this not as good part for the awesome part. at
handy
the
snack
end.
method.
Yeah.
Yep.
Handy
snack theory.
Handy snack theory / Dunkaroo theory. We'll be
good.
remembered for that.
That's really good.
Luke, what is yours?
It's a tie,
Oh.
and it's a little bit cheap.
Okay,
But
it's all
between
right.
Tasty Cakes, peanut butter candy cakes,
Oh, fuck,
and
man.
Drake's apple pies,
Oh,
because I love those Drake's apple pies. You get those 2 pies in a pack, and then they're like sugar glazed apple pockets, which
Oh
are
my
delicious.
man.
But then the peanut butter candy cakes are
Dude, melty,
the
a little bit
original,
melty.
the
Oh.
original greatest flavor on
They're
the planet.
so goddamn good, dude. With some milk afterward. You know, I've never had apple pie ever. I've never had
Never
apple pie.
once.
Never once have I had apple pie.
Somebody
That-
that's listening, fucking mail us a
That
pie.
literally makes no
Are you
sense.
holding out, or are you just
I-
like, nah, I'm just not.
I've
into
just,
it."
I've never, I don't like pie.
Yeah.
What?
I don't.
Would you
Pumpkin
not-
pie's alright.
What about like cheesecake? Cheesecake's kind of like pie.
I like cheesecake,
No,
but it's
that's a cake.
it's
no,
okay.
well, no, it's not a
Like
cake.
tiramisu is
That's a
delicious.
cake.
Cheesecake is not a cake.
Cheesecake is a cake.
I
It's
think
got
it's-
cake in the
You
name.
make cheesecake with fucking pie crust. It's not a cake.
I think it straddles the line between cake and pie.
It's a cake.
In the
It's a
Venn
cake.
diagram
I know
of
they call it
cake
cake,
and pie,
but
in the
You're
Venn
talking
diagram,
about candy cakes. Candy cakes are not
Yeah,
cake.
in the Venn diagram of cake and pie, it's right in the
Candy
middle.
cakes
Yeah.
have cake in them.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're cakes. They're snack cakes,
yeah.
just like Twinkies.
I don't know. You use pie crust and pie filling stuff for whatever, so I'm gonna go with that. Cult classic, everybody.
Okay, I don't know if this is actually really what I want,
Burples.
but in the moment, in the moment, this is what I felt. Funny Bones.
I love that
Oh,
shit.
those, you link them together?
No.
That's the
like
chocolate
candy.
with peanut butter filling inside.
Yeah,
they're
like
amazing.
Twinkies, but they're dark chocolate with peanut butter inside of them.
What
Dude,
were those?
those are really
what were
good.
those candies that they
Those
came in
were,
a coffin?
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, they were like
And you
they were
linked
like
them?
sugar.
Yeah,
sugar.
they're
They were like sweet
delicious.
tarts. Which
Mhm.
were
Good.
yeah, those were good as hell.
Those are good. But you know they have chocolate Twinkies now?
Shut the fuck up.
Twinkies with chocolate filling on the
Get
inside.
the fuck out.
I want
What
that.
world do we live in?
A better one.
Diabetic one.
One that we shouldn't be sitting here doing this podcast in. We should be in the store eating
them right
in the
now.
aisle.
In the aisle.
We're grown-ups. We can go to the store on our own.
My mom will pay for these. It's all right.
Where's your mom at? I don't know.
I don't know. Quakertown. Nobody knows.
No one knows what that is.
Nick,
Okay, my thing. I can't remember if this was available in the 90s. It had to have been. I don't know. Whatever the time frame is, this is what my pick would be. So there's this oatmeal. I think we talked about it pretty recently. There's this
eggs.
oatmeal. No. There's oatmeal with gummy bears in them, and the gummy bears were coated in like oatmeal dust.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
I
about?
remember this.
And you would pour the thing out, and you'd be like, "What the fuck? Where's no gummy bears?" And you
Yeah.
pour the hot water in, and it would wash the oatmeal dust off, and there'd be gummy bears in your oatmeal.
surprise gummy bears.
In your oatmeal.
Dude, I would love to give that to my kids and be like, here's your boring breakfast, you assholes. And then like,
And then you like
fuck dad.
Dude,
And then
you lift it high up, like pour it high
yeah,
off
you
the
like,
thing.
you like, yeah, you like serve it like they serve wine.
Yeah, they
sometimes,
pour
where
it
do,
like-
the fancy
yeah.
lift, and you're like, whoop,
And they're like, gummy bears in oatmeal.
and you're like, it's right, best dad ever.
How many packets?
What I do?
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, you always do.
2. What are you,
two.
fucking 4-year-old?
Yeah,
Yes!
one is like not enough.
I've never fucking had apple
4.
pie.
4 is what a man eats.
You're a nutcase.
That's half a box.
4 is like
Yeah.
an oatmeal
Yeah, but
stew, man.
that's breakfast. Like 2 packets was like 2 spoons.
2 was too much for me when I was.
What?
I couldn't do 2.
We always did 2. I always did regular. Well, my mom would always buy like the mixed pack.
Yeah.
So I would do like maple brown sugar and like there was like a spice one.
Yes.
That I fucking hated. So I would mix
Mix
the
them
two
together
yeah,
to make it.
just to
I
get
always
through.
hated that one. Apple spice or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it was
apple
or
flavor.
cinnamon spice or some
I
shit.
just hate apples.
I like mixing them all up. That's the best.
Dude.
I want to do an appendix to mine. If we're doing things that are technically healthy for you, but they're not,
No, we didn't.
Count Chocula. He just did because
Dude,
because
Count
of his
Chocula's
thing.
Yeah,
great.
Chocula, Nintendo cereal.
I ate a
remember that.
motherfucking box of Count Chocula in one sitting, dude.
Rebecca, my wife, she bought fucking Boo Berry.
Oh,
She like loves Halloween. And she was
no.
like, "Yo, Boo Berry!" I'm so excited to eat that.
dude.
Out of the
cereal,
two, I prefer Count Chocula. though.
cereal is so good.
Yeah.
I would eat cereal for dinner every day.
Also, cereal expensive as fuck.
Is it
Not
really?
cinnamon, not the. If you buy Cinnamon Life, it's only like $3 for.
Captain
like
Crunch is
$5
like
a
$3 for like a giant ass box.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's the best cereal on the planet ever in history.
It's disgusting.
I buy my food in small bunches. Like I'll go at lunch and I'll like buy like what I need for the next 2 days to survive.
Yeah.
Right.
And like I do these little small missions, so food never seems expensive. But when you go and buy it all at once, that's when like you're like $4 for cereal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Yeah,
Grocery-
normally you're just like, we're fucking $4, man. I want fucking Captain Crunch. I don't give a fuck.
When I used to live in Newtown and I go shopping with my ex-girlfriend, like we'd buy all that shit all at once, and I turned into like an old man. I'm like, I don't think we really need. I don't think we really need milk.
Dude,
We don't need that.
I just let Rebecca
put water in it.
Because otherwise I'm just like, yeah, we need this. Oh, wait.
No, we don't.
It's $1 too much. Put it back.
Dude, when you start doing like shopping
Yeah.
every week,
Yeah.
you're like,
You start thinking of what you need to eat.
Dude, you get real. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck you, Giant.
Yep.
All right? I know fucking Acme down the street has that shit for $2 cheaper.
oh, and you got to get the card.
Yeah, why are you fucking with me?
Yeah.
You got to get the cards
But
at
Who are
every
you
place.
fucking with,
Jeez.
Acme?
Thank you for listening to the ContinueCast. Our theme music is written and performed by Chris Connolly, aka DataCats. Check out his Facebook page at facebook.com/DJCats8bit. The ContinueCast is produced by Paul Ritchey, Nick Murphy, Josh Henderson, and our special guest, Luke Brown. Email us at continuepodcast@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/ContinueShow, and follow us on Twitter at ContinueShow.